John. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for doing this today. We appreciate it, and thanks for putting up with our ability to. We want to try to. We try to always organize this. We can have everybody together, and sometimes it just doesn't work. And so your ability to allow, your willingness to allow us to record it is appreciated.
Yeah.
So we've talked a good bit now, but we did want to kind of do a bit of a follow up here, and also give us all of us a chance to sort of meet one another, if you will, the values of technology. So to that end, we got a couple of questions, and then also, free time for options for you. You may have thought more about our call and questions you might have for us about the community here or Sacramento or where we're at in the process. Want you to feel free to ask some of your questions as well. So to that end, I'll dive in if you'd like. In our last conversation, you left us with the impression that you are deeply rooted in that community you've been serving for, I guess, 20 years now. And we were curious if you felt comfortable sharing part of what changed in your life or in your current setting that made you look to, a new call, a new direction, a new community. So, if you could help illuminate for us a little bit on why you're seeking this new call.
Absolutely. Basically, yeah, and that's probably the most difficult part of thinking of leaving this place for myself and my family. This has been, this is home. This is where our girls have felt comfortable. From our oldest, who started us sitting on the front row of the church, and she never let us move back. And our younger girls who love to dance right out in front of the front aisle during the hymn. So it's home, and it's certainly where our girls have felt comfortable. But for me, I really had to ask myself as I started into my seminary process: is God calling me to lifelong ministry? If so, then an ordained position seemed natural. Our church just isn't the size where they are, and they did talk about it, about whether they are in a place to offer or begin an ordained position. But right now, the finances and the numbers really don't justify that. And I was, they with honesty pursued that conversation, but realized you can't just create a position for a person. It's got to be what's right for the community, and it just wasn't at the time. And I think as I transitioned into something new, as I transitioned into full-time ministry, it sort of makes a lot of sense to have a chance to redefine myself, be able to think again about what God is calling me to in ministry, and for our family to realize this is a shift. It's an important shift, and many things will stay the same as far as what God has called me to as a person and as a minister, but many things will move in a different way. I think after 20 years, I think it's as well as other pivotal milestones along the way. It's important to just rethink who you are, why you're doing what you're doing, and so this is important for me to move in a different direction and in a new place, since I've known this place for so long.
That's a great answer. I appreciate it. It makes complete sense. Again, that helps us fill the picture in a great deal.
Sure.
Rhonda's busy filming, so she won't do a question. Maybe we'll switch places with Carlene.
Just go in front. You're fine.
Super.
We're gonna do it.
Hi.
Hi, Carlene.
I'm Carlene. My next question, I'm a little bit biased because I'm a pastor's daughter. That's full disclosure here. So,
I've got a few of those.
yeah, you have three. Actually, there were three of us and two boys. So,
Okay.
but my question, I'm going to read it. It is important that any candidate have the support of their family when they make a move. So given the fact that you have 3 school-aged children, what challenges would a move present, and how would you overcome them as a family?
Mm-hmm. That probably has been the number one issue that we've tried to navigate with my wife and I and our girls. Know that we're having conversations, but we don't fill them in on everything at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Our oldest knows more than the others, obviously. But as we've looked at some other communities, there's some options at some very rural communities that community seems nice, but just didn't feel like that was able to support it's the growth that our girls needed in a very tiny school where they're not able to continue some of their, they've got gymnastics and dance and things going that would be very difficult to find in a real rural community. And we understand that wherever we go, there's going to need to be some creativity as a family to rebuild what life looks like. And we have a lot of our favorite places and activities here in this location, but wherever we go, we'll have to kind of reinvent that for ourselves. But we love being together as a family. It's certainly going to be probably the biggest challenge. That is certainly going to be our girls connecting, even just with one or two other friends that they can begin to find a place in, and each of them are going to have their own challenges. Our oldest will probably, she's our perfectionist. She's the one who wants everything just right. We expect that she might have the most difficulty, but who knows? But I think that even she is beginning to be real open to the adventure of what God might have next, and that we didn't quite expect necessarily. But she's really shown something that I think the Spirit has given her that we certainly couldn't. There'll be some challenges, but I think a community like Zach.
I think we've lost you. Brett?